Hello my friends and welcome to another Overwatch video. It's Ultimus. Who else would it be really at this point, right? I mean, if you're here, you've kind of come to know what to expect. But let me just say I am very excited to bring this video to you. This is a video where we're going to show you guys the complete and total match, all rounds. And boy, do we cut it close, but oh my gosh, is it amazing. Now, the reason I'm so excited about this match, not just because we won, winning is fun, but I feel like this might be hands down my best Genji match I've ever played. Spoiler alert, there are more deaths in this game than I would prefer, but that goes for a good reason, and this is another reason I'm actually quite excited about this. Don't get pinned again. I'm finding that the more comfortable I get with Genji, because he's the main character that I'm practicing with a lot. Like, I'll switch to Hanzo or Reinhardt or any other hero that I feel is appropriate for the situation at hand, depending on how seriously I want to win or how much I really just want to practice. Because sometimes I'll just roll in and I'm like, I'm practicing Genji, I don't care. And I know that might not necessarily be a ton of fun or fair to my team. In the end, that's how I'm going to get better at the character that I want to main. And I feel like a lot of times as an Overwatch player, you have to decide when you're just going to practice and when you're going to overall just play objectives. Now, I'm finding that the more comfortable I get with Genji, the more aggressive I'm comfortable playing. Like that. Just pushing in. Love that. Love that. I'm finding that I'm sitting on objectives more because I found that my original tendency while playing Genji was sticking to the shadows and sticking to the sidelines and kind of sneaking in and out and stuff like that. And I feel like that's a way to play Genji, don't get me wrong. And that can be very, very effective. But Genji can be just as effective if you play him aggressively too, is what I'm finding as well. Especially if you're playing against a team with flashbangs or rocket launchers, grenades, things like that. I can't tell you how many multi-kills, even team kills, I've gotten on certain matches before with a good timed E, or reflective blade in a sense. And I'm finding it a lot more rewarding playing aggressive Genji. I'm just enjoying it rather than just chilling back the entire match and just waiting for stuff to pick off. Now, you definitely have to pick and choose your battles. You can't just fly in guns blazing, sword drawn every single match. You really have to get a feel for the match before you decide you want to run in guns blazing. Some matches you want to play chill. Other times you want to play aggressively. This is another instance right here where playing aggressive was a high risk, high reward, and then I ended up getting screwed over there, but it was kind of worth it, I'm not going to lie. Getting better at timing those reflects, being very happy. I'm finding in the end the dividends that it's paying me as a Genji player is far outweighing the negative side of things. Now, the thing, of course, you have to be careful with Genji, and this isn't new information, is he tends to be a little squishy. 200 health isn't terrible. It's not as bad as, Tracer's health or something like that, but he's not as tanky as some of the other DPS characters. So you have to be careful. But with how quick he is and how agile he is around getting up and over to places that other characters just can't, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Of course, his Reflective Blade makes a big deal. Also, just in getting better with Ninja Stars, all those things. One thing I was noticing with a lot of Genji players that I tried to remedy myself was not playing objectives. That seemed to be a common trait amongst Genji players, was for whatever reason they just wouldn't play the objective. They wouldn't sit on the objective. You couldn't pay them to sit there on the objective, and I was realizing how silly that was. And so any chance I can sit on the objective, I'm finding that it's far more rewarding, because a lot of times people will chase you as Genji. They'll chase after you, they'll come after you, and you can actually peel people away from objectives sometimes with people just trying to kill you. As ridiculous as that sounds, I didn't actually think that would be a thing, but turns out it is. You can be a nice little tank without being actually a tank, which is really, really cool. I feel like my overall Ninja Star accuracy is getting a little bit better, which is kind of nice. A lot of times I just kind of throw them out there for pressure, more or less, anyways, even though they don't do a whole lot of damage, because I feel like the average player that I play against in some of the brackets I'm in just see stuff flying and they're like, oh crap, run the other direction. But as you can see, we are turning this match around quite nicely, which is really cool. Sitting on the enemy's 99% there, but we're holding it up at an 84, 85 now percent, coming in very, very strong. Really enjoying our team composition here, which again is a ton of fun. And there's their enemy Genji. Wasted a couple more ultimates this match than I would care for. But, you know, that's what I literally thought they were right around the corner, so that was very, very unfortunate. But overall, very happy with that. Got the reflect from McCree onto Genji. Got that double kill. So satisfying. McCree ended up coming around getting me, but he went down as well. So, I don't know. Just anyone who is maining Genji or anyone who is considering maining Genji, don't be afraid to be aggressive. I think that's one thing that if I can say anything with this video as we go on to the round 2 here, is just kind of pay attention to. Obviously, this isn't like top tier Genji gameplay for sure. But this, I think, is a good demonstration of how effective Genji can be if you play him aggressively. I also don't know why my frames dropped here a little bit. OBS is just dumb sometimes, unfortunately. I don't know what to say other than that. Literally was from the same recording, from the same batch, everything like that. Just chopped it up, and for whatever reason, this last half, I should say, ended up getting a dropped frame. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the video experience for you guys. Or maybe at some point rendering here with Vegas will help it out as well. But anyways, same strategy here, taking advantage of a lot of the positions that I can get into as Genji that other people can't necessarily follow. Ducking around corners, in and out. People are chasing me. Watch this McCree here. Goes in for the kill, backs up, trying to back away from me, and ends up killing himself. So satisfying. We're going to pick off a really cool kill on this Reinhardt here. There he goes down. We took him down just about as fast as Blizzard is going off to that Overwatch porn. Am I right? Sorry, bad jokes. I just finding that, again, like I said before, not to sound too repetitive, but just the more I'm playing Genji, the more rewarding it's getting. And I'm very happy to see... What is it with people jumping off the cliff? I just realized that was the second guy in this match. He is the second dude that jumped off a cliff to try to save himself from the Genji game. This is a little bit ridiculous. Also, how many Lucios do they have? My goodness. Anyways, just because one of the misunderstandings I had, well, it's not really a misunderstanding. One of the presuppositions I had going into Overwatch was it was a game all about team comp, game all about swapping heroes out, and that's not necessarily wrong, but it's not absolutely true all the time as well. And so I just feel like this match, compared to some of my other matches that I have posted for you guys, is a little bit of a telltale of how it can be just as effective to stick it out and play with one hero consistently, regardless of whether it's in practice mode or whether it's against other enemies like this. In this particular instance, when I died, I thought I was in a different place and thought I was in a better position than I was. Obviously, I was not. But yeah, I mean, in the end, I think if you take a look at some of the stats at the end of the video, which are coming up on here in a couple minutes, you'll see some of my stats compared to some of the other videos previously with playing Genji. Very, very different. Very, very just kind of night and day, I suppose is the best way to put it, as far as performance goes between objective time, objective kills, overall kills. Deaths were a little high, more so than I would expect or really hope for. But I can't really complain all that much because improvements have been made. It's just the streaks are getting more consistent. The accuracy is getting better. Knowing when to play aggressive is getting better. Knowing when to play the run and hide and go seek game is getting better. All of this stuff, and I know a lot of this too comes from learning maps as well, which I think is a big deal. Learning what the health packs are, learning where all the little nooks and crannies are, and where your character fits into those maps. Because as we know, some characters just don't do well on certain maps, and others do very, very well. And other characters, even though you might not do that great on a map, again, if you look at that one in particular, getting around that corner, the Reinhardt had to wait a little bit longer before he could get to me. Again, just knowing where your character fits into each of those maps. There's at least one little nook and cranny or area where most characters can at least have some advantage on a map, which I'm finding. Again, obviously some will do better than others on specific maps, but it's nothing that puts each character, on a complete handicap to where they can't perform, which I think is really, really cool. So overall, having a blast with Genji still. There's my phone. I didn't invite you to this party. You can have your video series later. But having a ton of fun with Genji still, getting very, very satisfying on how much better we're getting. Having a lot of fun playing as Soldier 76 too. I don't know why I haven't tried him out before. I just hadn't, and now that I am, I'm actually having a lot of fun with him. I don't really know what to say about it other than he's a ton of fun, and he's a great offensive character to have just when we need to keep a little pressure going. It's fun too because you can get in the mix and stuff like that as well, which I think is really great. Unfortunately, died here at the very end. Did get the reflect. Spent my time in the victory, though, dead, unfortunately. But overall, like I said before, to recap the TLDR, even though you've sat through this whole video, tons of fun. Best Genji game probably of my life. Rocking that carbon fiber skin, looks sexy. Unfortunately, didn't get to play the game. You know, I guess you can't have it all, right? But I'm really excited to show some of these stats here at the end here for you guys. I'm sure most of you can pull off much better. So this isn't a show necessarily of skill compared to anybody but myself, just to kind of show you guys how much we're improving, and I'm very, very excited about it. Again, 17 objective kills, 27 total eliminations. I unabashedly voted for myself. I wasn't even afraid to, no lie. Voted top 3 on that match, tons of fun. But look at this. Overall numbers. Very, very happy, very, very excited. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's going to do it for this one. Looking forward to, of course, bringing you more Overwatch content. Looking forward to bringing you more Legion content, PTR content, all that good stuff. And, of course, some more Hearthstone coming up very, very soon. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did, in fact, enjoy. And I'll catch you next time.